What's going on, guys? Jesse Haynes here with CardLines.com, and I'm back with another Draft Kings Reignmakers video. We've teamed up with our friends at DraftKings to promote the new Reignmakers product because honestly, it makes way too much sense for sports card collectors not to try it. It combines the daily fantasy sports that I really enjoy playing with the things that make sports card collecting so fun to me, including, building out sets, having players, and then using those players that you've collected to compete for daily fantasy sports prizes. It's a lot of fun and we want you to check it out. Today we're going to be talking about a new feature called player pages. It's not going to take too long to get into and to explain, but it is a new feature that you need to understand to get the most out of your Reignmakers experience, so we're going to do that. But before we get there, I want to give you a quick reminder. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so please click the button below, hit the bell, enable notifications. We're going to be bringing new sports card weekly updates to you every Friday morning on YouTube, so it's going to be good. There's going to be other videos too, obviously, but subscribe, please. Okay, cool. Now, to the player pages. Alright, so here's what we're dealing with. It is the new players page, and you can buy it for weekly events. It has everybody sorted, and there's a lot of different ways that you can index it, but if you just load it up, this is what it comes to. So we're on PGA right now, obviously. So Scotty Scheffler is number one. He's averaging the most fantasy points per game, and he has a buy now price of $30.50. So if you want to buy Scotty Scheffler for your upcoming PGA event, all you have to do is just click this button right there, and it confirms that you're buying a core card of him. I'm not going to do that. I already have one, actually, and I don't have the funds. But that's how it works. So you can sort it by like how often they make the cut, or who's made the most cuts, I guess. This is kind of not what I expected. I would assume it would be a percentage, but this is like who's made the most cuts, which, I guess kind of makes sense as well. But instead of like making 17 out of 17, which feels better, it's 19 out of 22. But anyways, it's new. It's a new page. So the floor prize, fantasy points per dollar. This is a very important metric in DFS stuff that I think people often overlook. You can get some valuable sleepers here, so pay attention to this one. How many people own it, and then the total number. So it's cool. It's a really good thing that you can, or a good way to, check it out. There's the different tiers that we've talked about before, 5 different tiers. They obviously get significantly more expensive. And when you're playing high tier games, which again, as a quick reminder, the tiers are used as like gatekeeping basically, so that some competitions will require you to have, say, 3 elite cards and 2 rare cards. So your best player has to be, your captain basically has to be the tier, the highest required tier from the competition. So you want your good players to be in a higher tier, and that's why you should consider, looking at Scheffler or Rahm or some of the best players in these elite tiers. So that's how that works. There's also a way to compare. I haven't done this yet, so we're going to figure it out. So we're going to say, hey, let's look at Scotty Scheffler, and then I want to search by fantasy points per dollar. See who's doing the best per dollar spent. So, wow. We'll see. Hatton and Scheffel. So you can pull these 3 up, and you can compare. Basically, you can just index within this list that appears. So I could say, oh, what's their average round score, and how often do they make the cut? How much do they cost if I'm trying to buy it now? So I'm looking at this, and just what really stands out to me potentially is that Hatton, I don't even know who that is, to be completely honest, but he just seems like a pretty good value compared to somebody like Scheffler when his floor is $8.80 and he's still averaging 80.65 points per round. So you can kind of see what I'm saying there. Points per dollar spent. He's a huge value, and you can get on there and mess around and kind of play with it there. They also have UFC here, and they have NFL football, but note that this is from last year, and there's going to be some craft and burning, so I don't think you can actually compete in the major NFL competitions with these cards if you were to buy them. Yes, they're a very good price, but I think that they're like out of date basically. So I'm sure that there's going to be the 2023, let me make sure that it's not on the drop down. Now I think there's going to be the 2023-24 season releasing very soon, But for now, I wouldn't necessarily buy a lot of these. I made that mistake, and I have like 20 of them, and they're not really worth anything. So there's a few games I can play with them, but for now, nothing too exciting. So anyways, that's how it works. Get in there, see it for yourself. A lot of cool things. I'd focus on PGA. If you're into UFC, focus on that. But let's build out some collections. Let's compete. And as a friendly reminder, we want to give you a free pack. All you have to do is just click the button below. Let them know that DraftKings. All you have to do is just click the link below that's in the show description, and you're going to get a free 8-card pack from CardLines as a thank you for signing up for Reignmakers. Thanks so much, enjoy, and we will compete head-to-head very soon.